I remember when I was in fourth grade at Dunrabin, I skipped lunch just so I could go to the game shop. And at that time, looking back, it felt as though it was worth it. I was excited to play a game. But after playing the game, I was left hungry, weak, and in trouble. Yeah, my mom found out, my teacher found out, and let me just say, I got a whooping. Looking back on that situation, it wasn't worth the trade. That's exactly, what Romans 1 is showing us. Sometimes we give up something valuable for something cheap. In Romans 1:21 to 23, it says, "For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God or give thanks to him. They actually exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like mortal human beings." God has made himself clear in creation, but people seem to choose to put him aside and replace him with idols. And let's be real. Let's be transparent. Idols today, it might not be carved statues. Idols today can look like or take the place of money, possession, success, status, phones, social media, even entertainment, even relationship, sometimes even family approval, what family says of you, that becomes your source. An idol isn't just a statue, it's anything you run to as your source for your worth, for your identity, for your comfort, for your security instead of God. These things can give us temporary joy, like me at the game shop, but it fades and it leaves us hungry again. The gospel is good news because Jesus brings us back to the real thing. That's God Himself. And here's the difference: when God gives joy, it lasts. His joy doesn't fade after the thrill wear off. The Bible says, "In His presence there is fullness of joy, and at His right hand there are pleasures forevermore." And this is where the shift happens. Part of following Jesus is putting God back in his rightful place as your source. Not money, not the job, not the approval of others. Your word comes through him, the one who says, "You are loved, you are precious, you are my child." Putting him back in his rightful place is not by trying harder, but it's by trusting in what Jesus did on the cross. And at the cross, God shows us that you are loved beyond measures, not because you're perfect, but because He is perfect. You know, so today ask yourself, what am I tempted to trade God for? Remember, idols can give you a thrill for a moment, but only God gives joy that endures. Put him back in his place as your source, and you'll find a peace and security no idol can give.